What's up, everyone? Miles here with one of our awesome clients, Ian. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. Awesome to have you on here. For everyone watching this on my thank page, I just thought it's going to be exciting to hear some feedback from Ian, who runs an awesome agency helping businesses be awesome like he is. And I just thought it's going to be exciting to hear some feedback from him. So thanks for being here, brother. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and business, bro.
Everybody, my name's Ian Gash, and I own a digital marketing agency, and we also do consulting for other agencies and clients. And when I first started working with Miles, I was just kind of running around with my head cut off, and I didn't really know how to run a business and how to be a business owner. I didn't have control of my mindset, and I didn't have a process for my business at all. I didn't even know there was Facebook groups really. And now I after working with Miles, like my organic game for my clients and for myself is working really well. And the results that I'm seeing for my clients is crazy. Like I've taken a company that was gonna go bankrupt into like needing to get a bigger parking lot for their events, and um, just I closed a really big real estate client, one of the biggest realtors in the state, and have just really used the systems that Miles has taught me.
Exciting stuff, brother. So I remember really well, like kind of seeing you here with that awesome background, sunny America. Like I remember you like kind of like growing up in a family with a dad who runs a super successful company as well. So kind of like how is it for you growing up to like an awesome business person as well, kind of like being someone running an awesome agency. So how does that feel, brother?
It feels good. I always felt like the plan for me was to just go to work for my dad. And like what I learned was I like to do things my way, and he likes to do things his way. And um, that I don't necessarily have to do everything that I thought of. I had no, I had all these thoughts that were indoctrinated into me by people around me. And, after working with Miles, I really became my own person. Um, I started making decisions for myself and my business, what's best for my business and my clients and my family. Um, and, you know, being a child of someone who's really successful, I would definitely explain him as a 10x kind of guy, like Grant Cardone. Um, Sometimes you feel like you may not be good enough, or like, you have all these feelings, and, Miles really helped me break down my mindset and why I have those feelings, and like what I need to do in order to, control my mindset and have that peace and clarity that I need to run my agency efficiently and effectively.
You're touching on something really important here, and what's super exciting for me to kind of watch you is really like evolving as a person because, well, especially when you start a business, we are all like, I don't know, we're all young. We're not like, I don't know, 40, 50 years old with I don't know how many business experience. Like we all face those kind of like imposter syndromes. We all face that stuff, right? So, and a lot of people are just kind of like forget how important it is to have your mindset on point, like to think the right way. And what I just always love to say is like, look, you and I and everyone kind of crushing it, we are not better humans. We are not having something that you don't have, but what we do is we think better. We think better than most others. It's like the same thing with someone like working out, right? So someone who's working out, let's say a bodybuilder, doesn't have like better genes. They just have a better body because they worked on it. So it's not like what I just love, like as you just mentioned, it's really like the way how you think, thinking better and making better decisions. So that's awesome stuff, brother. I love it. Now, you already mentioned a couple of exciting things, but has your business evolved at all when you started working with me and influence and impact coaching, brother?
Yeah, man. So my business, whenever I first started working with Miles, I had I closed I had one client closed, and it was for a small monthly um, retainer. It wasn't, I felt like I was providing too much value to the client. I was spending all my time working on everything for this client, trying to make sure that he was happy. And I actually had just had a son. And so I did not have the money coming in that I needed coming in uh, for bills, for, just life in general. And I had a hard time controlling uh, my mindset, and I'd always feel like I had to do more to, more for the client, less for me, less for my business. And if I were to focus 100% on my clients' stuff, then everything would work its way out. But the funny thing was that client actually dropped off. And so when that client dropped off, and I was working with Miles, going through some of the steps he gives you, I just started really controlling my thoughts, and realizing all the stuff that was going on in my head at the time. And in 1 week, I closed 2 clients and tripled my income. And now I've retained those 2 clients, closed multiple other deals, and you know I would say the clarity around my agency has grown tremendously. I understand how to what kind of steps and processes I need in my business to scale. And now my agency is right in that position where I'm ready to scale. I'm ready to take on whatever I can sell, in which that's really hard in digital marketing. Um, and to have the retention that I do, I definitely will give props to Miles and his like organic game, because he he taught me how to write, and like connect with people. And like when I write something now, people just they love it. Like I can bring people, in just like how I always wanted to, but I never knew how to do that. And when you learn how to do that, your your lead generation is going to be immensely different, and your income's going to grow tremendously.
Awesome stuff. So, especially in the agency space where like so many people do those daily cold calls and all of that kind of like cringy stuff, which is just like not the way how we get leads anymore. So, kind of tell us a little more. How does like your lead flow work out? How many leads do you get, and how much easier is it for you to get people into the door, get those meetings booked, and just like fill your pipeline and get those clients, as you mentioned before, tripling your income, like having like closing those multiple
Yeah. So at first,
we could add. So you quickly need to repeat to kind of like to the beginning, right after I ask you the question.
About lead generation.
Yeah, brother.
Okay. So like whenever I first started working with Miles, one of the things that I thought that you had to cold call like a mother. I had worked in financial planning. I had hit doors. I had knocked over 100 doors in a day. And you know, I felt like I was using a lot of energy to not get any clients. And what like I learned from working with Miles is that if I can learn how to write the content and how to do the daily things every day and be consistent, they're not just companies that you would find in a local market going and hitting a door or trying to cold call. These are big figures that I'm able to able to attract, and I'm talking with them on a daily basis. And so if, after working with Miles, if I had a client drop off tomorrow, I know that I could go and get one using the strategies that he showed me.
Nice. You were losing you quickly when you, I guess, talking about the numbers. So you do those daily tasks with consistency. What kind of numbers can you expect out of it?
Oh, so I would say you would at least expect like 10 leads if you're consistent. 10 leads on a smaller week. Like I was saying, this week I've had like 25 leads, and so that's kind of insane because I went from 0 leads. I remember when I got on the call with Miles, I had 0 leads, and he asked me, "What are you doing to get new leads?" And I was like, I've tried running a funnel. I tried using Billie Jean's strategy. I've tried all that, and I've spent a bunch of money, and I don't know what to do because it's a different business, and I'm trying to close high ticket sales. I'm trying to meet CEOs, and what he showed me is a organic strategy on how to attract those kind of people into being interested in your business and talking with you on a daily basis.
Nice. I love that, brother. So we were just talking about you kind of enrolling into the program. So, man, I know the place you came from, like taking care of a family, running your own business is not an easy thing. So how did you feel after enrolling, making that commitment? Like very like scared, excited, nervous, or what was going on, man? How did you feel?
I was like at a point in my life where I was almost, gonna have to get a job. Like, and I didn't really want to get a job because I knew things that could help businesses. And I was so scared whenever I, initially got in with Miles, like, because I just didn't know. I didn't have the money, one. I just was, really scared to dive in, and I was scared to be uncomfortable. And like, it was a weird feeling because I didn't even know how to feel. I was like scared and excited at the same time, but like what it taught me was like how to understand my emotions. And like what I would say is, even though it's a leap, it's definitely worth it because the person that you become working with him and the things that he teaches you is so valuable. And it's something that you'll always have and you'll always be working on. And if you're always working on them, it's proven that you will be successful if you do.
Nice, nice. You were mentioning Billie Jean before. So have you worked with other coaches before enrolling into the program? And if so, what do you feel like makes us influence and impact coaching different or stand apart to the rest out there?
Yeah. So like what I was a big Ty Lopez guy. Like I did his social media marketing program, and I just like listened to everything he said. I was like, I got to post on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Snapchat, everything. I just was so overwhelmed with what I thought I had to do, and um, I had to build a opt-in funnel that had 7 tripwires in it. A 2 forms and 17 buttons, but really all that stuff is just a bunch of bullshit. Like, and you know, you only really need one thing, and that's leads. And you need to be able to consistently get those leads and have a program in place that you need to follow in order to get those leads. And like, I personally, I only really post for my lead generation on one platform, and that's where I get the majority of my leads. And I focus mainly on my mindset and the content that I write in order to attract the people that I want to work with.
Nice, nice. I love
And
it. I love it.
like there's a lot of gurus out here that are just trying to sell you a $67 course. And I promise you that if you pay $67, you're going to get uh, not a lot of value out of that because, one, they're just trying to sell a $67 product. And so it's super informational. You'll learn about every detail except for the one that generates leads. And so, you know, whenever I was working with Miles, he told me just to focus on, the content and like becoming the person that I, needed to be to run a successful agency and attract the people that I wanted to work with. And like, working with him on mindset and just all the stuff that he shows you, it really, started to attract those people. And like people around me started telling me that, something was different about me. The way that I carried myself was, like I was owned a business that was successful. Like I just carried myself differently. Like, yeah, I
Nice.
definitely would
Yeah.
say there's people that have had success with working with some gurus and stuff, but if you feel like you're overwhelmed and all over the place and really need to have someone that knows how to generate leads on a consistent basis and show you how to scale a business, Miles is the person to work with for sure.
Appreciate it, brother. Like you mentioned it perfectly before, like you can either focus on becoming fame on YouTube, Instagram, and everything else, or you can focus on opportunity volume, which actually drives cash flow.
Yeah,
Awesome point here. Awesome point here. So here's kind of a tough question, brother, but let's pretend you would have never worked with us. Where would you be right now?
I bet I probably would have went out of business. I mean, really, I think that I would have probably been working for my dad, um, and like just doing what everyone else's plan was for me instead of my own. And like now, I feel like I have built my own business. I want to build like my own legacy, and I realize like I'm the controller of my thoughts, and that I have 100% accountability of everything that happens in my life. And whenever I realized that, things started to change in my life. And so, um, you know, I think I would probably be at a job, not having the opportunity to make more money and help more people and be, you know, a entrepreneur. Um, and I would just have stayed in the fixed mindset that I was in, which was, killing business at the time.
Nice. I love it, brother. I love it, brother. Now, what would you say to someone watching this right now, watching us, who is like might in a similar situation than you are, might have like a family at home or is in a tight financial situation like you were, um, what would you say to that person, um, kind of like being in that situation?
I say, you know, if money's your issue, you're stuck in a growth or you're stuck in a fixed mindset and you're probably never ever make any money. And like in order to invest in yourself, that's you're the most valuable asset that you have. And um I didn't have the money, but what he showed me was how to get that money in order to, pay for it. And now um I wouldn't take that back because it taught me how to, really be hungry and like just I really was committed to the process, like, and the commitment I had was just like 100%. I was all in because um I spent the money, I wanted it. I found out what I needed to work on, like what things were holding me back from, becoming the person that I wanted to be. And so, with that being said, like if money's tight because of you. You're 100% accountable with that. And you need to realize that. Invest in yourself. It'll be the best decision you've ever made. So don't be a bitch and invest in yourself. Like, you can do anything you set your mind to, and that's, what Miles has taught me. And like, he, throughout like the process, he like would see whenever I was like slipping back into my old ways, and like he'd be like, "Hey man, you're saying something that you don't want, you're talking to yourself wrong," like, and basically show me like, you need to get back here, you need to get back to how, what I taught you, and how to think about, yourself, because there's a lot of adversities as a business owner, and you need to be able to control yourself in every situation. And there's a lot of high stress situations when you're working with high ticket clients.
Mm. Brother, I absolutely love that. I don't want to take up more time of your busy, like you're busy. I know that you're busy, so you have a lot of businesses to choose from right now.
Yeah, busy, but I'm not working 25 hours a day, even though there's 24. And I still work a lot, but I make use of my time. I don't put efforts into something that's not going to make me more money.
Man,
Sure.
I loved having you here, and I'm sure a lot of people will take a lot out of that interview. And now go out there, scale more businesses, be fucking awesome as you are right now. And I hope we can do something like that pretty soon again. And I love you, man. Go out there and crush it, brother.
I love you too, brother.